In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with y'all some stocks that are about to make a massive move very soon and why y'all should keep them in your watch list. We're also going to look at the overall markets to get you guys ready as always. Y'all, let's dive into the charts right off the bat. We got QQQ one more time, all right? So this is the NASDAQ ETF, and so far, the ETF is really struggling to hold above 442. It's been showing some small candles, small dojis, and it's just stagnant, trading in that range right here and right here. All right. Eventually it's gonna have to make a decision. In yesterday's video, I explained to you guys the reason why this move was predictable and was expected. It was because of the descending triangle on the charts, right, with the breakdown right here. And it offered literally like 3 opportunities total to make money. First right here, and then the second, if you were clever enough to swing long for the gap up, that would have been another opportunity. But this retest is what I've mentioned in yesterday's video. We're going to retest it because sometimes the market can be really generous to anybody who swung shorts, which it was. They got to 443 and then just consolidated and played a whole lot of games near these lows, all right? This is not price action that you want to be like actively trading in. You want to pretty much wait for the chop to go by and then take advantage of the bigger moves like these ones and like these ones. All right, it closed pretty strong. It closed pretty strong during the day. It closed really strong. So as for tomorrow, it's tricky. It really is. We might see a situation where we see kind of like a rotation because today the best performing indices was the Dow Jones. All right, and with the Dow Jones, it didn't even get below 392. It opened up higher, outperformed everything, formed an ascending triangle, and then popped out in the last like 30 minutes. This ideally, if everything wasn't so high, I would tell y'all watch the Dow Jones for a move up to 402 by Monday. But because a whole lot of stocks are so high, you'll have to be very careful. And take, like I say, take these things day by day. Look for intraday entries to go in and make your money and get out. Or size down your position if you're looking to swing. Because right now the market can really throw some curveballs. Just don't be surprised to see the market twist and turns one more time. Now, the first stock that I want to share with all of you, the stock that is about to go insane, that one is UPST. All right. Now, I want to share UPST for 2 reasons. Number one, this is one of these small cap stocks. A lot of small cap stocks actually outperformed just like the Dow Jones. The only indices that was struggling was QQQ. Now this one right here, it has a falling wedge on the charts. All right, or yeah, more like a bull flag. It's on the charts. It's been cooking for months, and then it finally got out right here. And we're gonna zoom in some more on the 1 hour, and we're gonna look at this portion alone, right there. All right. There's a bullish rectangle right outside that bull flag. And typically what happens with this, it's not supposed to get back underneath like 2760. If it does, then the play is nullified. It's no longer good and you shouldn't touch it. All right. But y'all should keep an alert right here at 28.55. And the first 5 minutes is key. All right. You want to see a strong green candle that rings that bell. All right, that closes at above 28.50. That way we can get some confidence that this thing can actually go all the way up to $31 either by tomorrow or by next week, Monday. All right. Again, the first 5 minutes is really, really key. Long term, if it doesn't, long term, look, there is a gap out here too at 32.90 to fill. And this setup it's not a guarantee that it's going to fill immediately. All right. But it's a hint that it actually might. So keep UPST on your watch list. This one is for the longs. Now, the second stock, which is more for the bears, all right? The second stock for the bears, that one is, I would say Netflix. I would say Netflix. And the reason why I want to say Netflix is because it had a huge uptrend and it's been slowly grinding upwards all the way up to 635. Today it had a nasty sell-off along with QQQ, all right? And the level of support with this trend, this bullish trend right there, broke and reversed today, this morning, when it broke below 620 and closed near the lows. A few things can happen, a few scenarios. If tomorrow we see kind of like the market gives us a small candle or a small doji, all right, and not really a definite direction of the new trend, we might see this thing actually play games, maybe even retest that level of support before rejecting it and then falling lower, all right? Or it could be nice and it could be nice shorts and immediately just fall all the way back down. So the situation is looking a bit dicey for Netflix, and I'm leaning bearish on it. So definitely keep this one on watch. There is a couple of gaps at the bottom. The first one being at 555, and then the huge one at 494. Lots of money to be made on the bottom. So keep a close eye on Netflix. All right. Now, in updates on the stock that I've mentioned yesterday. Yesterday, I gave you guys a descending triangle NUE. Unfortunately for NUE, this follows the Dow Jones. This is an industrial stock, all right? And the Dow Jones that I shown y'all earlier in the video, it performed very, very bullish. And this one obviously got dragged by the Dow Jones. Out the gates, this first 5-minute candle is not what you want to see if you're looking to take a trade to the short side, all right? Now, it broke down yesterday, yes. And I made the video. What I really wanted to see, what I really wanted y'all to wait for at least, is for this thing to actually break below and to show a red candle down like that. It's a bit unfortunate because usually this setup works a lot more often than not. It worked with MMM when I shared the video with y'all on Sunday. Y'all were able to make some money on that. Unfortunately, this stock wasn't very generous to bears. QQQ was generous to bears, all right? Even though it gapped up, it still sold off aggressively. Let's look at that one. All right, so QQQ, we got this right here. This is generous, where shorts can make even more money than yesterday. Another stock that had a similar structure was EXPE. And EXPE, this one also follows the Dow Jones. All right, it got pushed a lot higher than the Dow Jones. Again, this one had a bearish pennant that broke down when QQQ broke down. All right, and this one was generous to shorts. It opened up higher, which is annoying for anybody who shorted that breakdown. All right, but it allowed the stock allowed for shorts to actually break even or take a very tiny loss on this one and just leaving the stock alone, because this is not what you want to see. I took a day trade. No, I took a swing trade on this one. All right, so we have NUE, EXPE, and what I took a day trade or a swing trade on was coin. And coin, let me go into the Discord. So this is coin from yesterday, and this is coin. All right, I saw this thing and I was monitoring it throughout the entire day. When it broke down, we bought puts on there because again, of the same structure. All right, and this one turned out to be a lot more gracious than the other stocks that I shared with y'all. I held this one, it gapped up higher, which pissed me off in the morning. It went all the way back up to 276, but I decided to be really, really patient and just set my stop loss a little bit above, like a little bit at a little bit above 275. And then I waited for this thing to actually fall and fall and fall. And then at what, 8:43, I sold half of my puts after this massive candle downwards when it started to get close to 262. And then I believe 4 minutes afterwards, I got out of all of my puts at 8:47 when this stock went all the way back down. When this stock dropped all the way down to, like, let's see, 8:47 was right here, right at the first bottom. I missed the real bottom of 253. All right, I was a little bit off, but this is a solid trade. All right, could it go lower? Possibly. All right, and this is another example of why, like, it doesn't, sometimes the descending triangle can be generous and sometimes it can be cruel. Unfortunately for NUE, it was cruel. For everything else, it was generous, and this one was more than generous. Here's another example for you guys. Amazon, same thing. All right, entry right here because of the same structure. This, I had all of these stocks like lined up, and I had to just pick one. Again, I like to trade one at a time. And unfortunately for us, coin ended up paying the most. The contracts were up by 100%. At least the contracts that we were holding. The contracts that expired tomorrow, those were up by 200%. All right. And for, again, Amazon, this is the example right here. It went down, a lot of people to break even, and then it went all the way back up here and closed really, really strong. Now let's look at DJT. All right, now with DJT, this is an update. I shared this one with you guys, and I told y'all that it could fade all the way down to resistance, all the way down here. They finally updated the charts and they merged the previous ticket symbol with the new one, which is nice. Watch this one for a consolidation. I do have an alert at $92 because the daily charts isn't that weak. It's really not that weak. It could play a whole lot of games and just trade above 60 and then make a massive move either next week or the week after that. All right, but right now it's in stalemate. The longs are a little bit on edge, and the bears are watching this one carefully and are trying not to get squeezed. So apply patience to this one. Like, in the back of my mind, I do think that there is a possibility for $93, but we need confirmation. So I wouldn't touch it just yet. I wouldn't touch the stock at all. I'm patiently waiting just like all of you. And when the setup arises, I'm going to make another video on it to update you guys like I always do. All right, so that's my honest thoughts on all of these stocks, and that is the end of the video. Do not forget to annihilate the like button as always. Remember, I make these videos from Sunday to Thursday at exactly 10 p.m. Central Time, so definitely click on that subscribe button and click on that notification bell, along with that way you get notified when I release these videos. If you'd like to be part of a private Discord community where you can get all of this information in real time as I see them, you can find that as the first link in the description of the video below. Don't forget to follow me on social media at Paul and Guma and Patternology Lab on Instagram and on X. And lastly, to get some free stocks with Webull, you can use the third link in the description of the video below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Patternology Lab, where we trade patterns and patterns only. And I will see all of you in Sunday night's video because I think Friday is closed. Yeah, Friday's session is closed. So no video tomorrow. The next video will be on Sunday night.